This video will introduce you to the DEAP competency typology. Then we will demonstrate how competencies work together as you complete a task. This video is created as part of the Deepening Employer Academic Partnerships Project, or DEAP. The project is sponsored by the National Science Foundation. The DEAP project defines competencies as the expertise individuals can demonstrate in professional, educational, social, or other life contexts. Competencies enable employers and educators to speak a common language regarding expectations for computing graduates in entry-level positions and across a career. There are three types of competencies: content knowledge, skills, and dispositions. Content knowledge refers to concepts, theory, principles, and techniques specific to a domain. In computing fields, computing content knowledge refers to theory and principles related to computing. For example, a software developer must understand what a data structure is and what a data structure is used for. Skills refer to behaviors an individual can demonstrate to accomplish a goal or perform a technical task. In the DEAP project, we distinguish between computing skills, such as eliciting requirements and debugging code, and cross-disciplinary skills, which are skills that are used across many different disciplines, such as written communication and collaborative problem solving. Dispositions are personal qualities such as values, beliefs, and attitudes that impact an individual's actions. Examples include being ethical, flexible, and open-minded. Although they are rarely discussed, dispositions are crucial to success in professional settings. A person may have the appropriate skills and knowledge to perform a task, and yet may not always perform to their level of ability. Dispositions help a person identify why and when things need to be done, and motivate them to follow through in action using their knowledge and skills. For example, being open-minded will drive a person to listen to others and pursue novel solutions, including solutions that require a new technology or even a different problem-solving approach than they have used in the past. Having a lifelong learning orientation will drive that individual to be a self-directed learner who will pursue a variety of learning strategies to teach themselves the required skills and knowledge. So, there are multiple types of competencies, which can be combined in different ways to complete individual tasks or entire projects. Now, we will give an example of competencies in action. We will describe a typical work item that a software developer might tackle. As the developer moves through their work, different computing knowledge, computing skills, cross-disciplinary skills, and dispositions will be activated. Imagine that you are a recent hire. You are tasked with fixing bugs to existing code based on bug reports written by Tier 1 support specialists. First, you will receive a bug report. After reading the report, you may need to follow up with Tier 1 support and ask insightful questions to better understand how to reproduce the bug. Even if it is difficult to recreate the bug reliably, perseverance may drive your debugging process. Before proceeding with the task, you will need to estimate how long it will take to implement a fix. Then, your team will need to decide the priority of the task. As part of the Agile process, you will report back to your team at the next Scrum stand-up meeting, and the team will determine whether the bug fix should go into the coming cycle. You will use clear oral communication to describe and justify your solution, as well as giving an estimate of how long it should take to implement. Now that you have identified the bug, it is time to turn to the code. You will continue to use your debugging skills, moving back and forth between the interface and the code to identify where the bug may have originated. Since you are fairly new to this code base, you will need the ability to read code and tinker with it in order to identify the specific piece of code to fix, as well as determining how to fix it. You will use various types of computing knowledge, such as the knowledge of Java, SQL queries, and the use of loops. This will require the tendency to pay attention to detail. The task will also likely require the disposition perseverance, as your first, or sometimes even your 10th attempt, may not fully address the error. After further testing both the solution and other features to ensure they still work correctly, you can feel confident that you have successfully addressed the bug. Then, you will proceed to respond to the original ticket, following good writing conventions for effective communication. Now, your work is complete. This was a relatively simple example of a task that a recent graduate might perform on the job. You can use the same approach to document competencies required for more complex problem solving on the workplace, or to create authentic problems for students to address in order to teach and assess a set of competencies within a course. Looking for a list of competencies you might use? The DEAP team has created a set of research-based reports consisting of lists of cross-disciplinary skills, computing skills, and dispositions. These can be found on the DEAP website. Computing content knowledge will vary between computing disciplines. We recommend that you visit the ACM, that is, the Association for Computing Machineries, website to find curricular recommendations created by computing societies. Want to know more about facilitating the development of competencies in your teaching? Keep up with the DEAP website for instructional resources. We wish to thank the National Science Foundation for funding the Deepening Employer Academia Partnerships project.